particular, I'd like to thank my tech guys, Victor Koman. He's a reunion superhero with everything he's done. And Brad Power. Mike Holland will be our MC this evening. He volunteered very early on as soon as we posted the announcement. Eric Childs couldn't be here this evening, he was traveling, but he gave me a lot of advice, and he's also hosted prior reunions. Randy Frey, oh my gosh, thank you for taking the reunion delivery and helping with so many other things. Wendy and Steve Mann for helping set up, minding the bar, bringing the rental delivery over here to the club from Randy's house and so forth. Gary Weathers for helping with decorations and manning the bar. Mark Diaz did a wonderful job on the reunion memorial board for our departed classmates. Teresa Sellers came early today also to help set up. Kathy Dawkins as well. Phil and his wife, Heinz, yes? They came early and helped. I don't know, I may be missing someone, but it's been great. I couldn't have done it without all of you. I'd also like to thank Patty Shea Peters from the Alumni Association Board, who gave me a lot of advice going into this. And I'd like to mention that the wine on the dinner tables was provided by Tom Rodriguez, our classmate. Tom's been making these artisanal wines up in the, is it the Mendocino area? Yeah. Anyway, thank you for that, Tom. And your dinner this evening, the Italian buffet, was compliments of the Pastoria and Market of Los Gatos. Headed by Donna Novi, so we want to thank her and her assistants for the dinner. I'd also like to mention the status of the reunion booklet we plan to put out. At this point, it will be mailed to you after the reunion. That way we can hopefully get more bios. Not everyone has submitted theirs yet. More bios and contact information, and also maybe some photos from the reunion could be included. So we hope to do that. If you haven't already, make sure that you have emailed me your mailing address. All right, I'm happy to report that we raised a little over $1,200 for a gift from our class to the high school, and Mike will be talking a little more about that later. We had a great tour of the high school earlier this afternoon, Patty Shea Peters arranged for Kenny to give the tour. He's with the athletic group, I think we all really enjoyed that a lot. We have a lot of special guests this evening, and Mike will give you some more information on them, but at the back table over there, we have some of our former teachers. If you haven't gone to speak to them yet this evening, you should while they're still here. They'll have to leave early in some cases. So,
who is it?
Florence Bell, Spanish and Italian. Ron Castle, Industrial Arts. Marilyn Stoops, who was home economics, I think, yeah. And then from the alumni board, we have Patty Shea Peters. Right there. And did Patty Hughes show up? Is she here? No, she didn't make it. Okay. So we're happy to have all of them with us here this evening. Okay, at this point, I would like to turn the mic over to our MC for the evening. Coach Mike, as he likes to be called. And he'll tell you more.
like to extend heartfelt gratitude to all the work that Guyla Yoak did. Also, all those that have assisted her, I'd like to just state again, Brad Howard, thank you Brad. Brad flew out here from the East Coast just to do Zoom. Can you believe that? And it's not working. We still love you, Brad.
You're
I also want to thank Victor Koman for all the work he's doing. And also for that incredible work of art, the poster there on the wall that he put together, the class poster.
All of you.
Amazing talent. In fact, amazing talent with everyone in this room. Also, I'd like to acknowledge and thank Mark Diaz for putting together the collage of those 1972 students who are no longer with us. Thank you, Mark. That is in the back corner there. There are 3x5 cards there on the table if you would like to address one of the fellow students who are no longer here by writing something on the card, by all means. And I assume that there's pens back there too? And there's even pens. Wow. Okay. So, I'd also like to thank for the wonderful food, Pastaria and Grocery? Is that it? Market. Darn, I wasn't going to look at my notes. Okay. For all the wonderful food that they've provided and how they've taken care of us tonight. Round of applause, please. This next thank you goes back almost 60 years of knowing someone that when I first met him I knew was very special. We attended St. Mary's grade school together. And there was just something about this young boy that just showed excellence. Artist, athlete, and now he's become an incredible vintner who's provided these incredible wines for us this evening to taste and sample. Tom Rodriguez. Thank you. Come on, Tom, stand up. Just keep drinking, he says. Just keep drinking. And I would like to just put a plug in for that his wine is really smooth. I drink only sulfite-free organic wines or biodynamic. Excellent wine, Tom. Thank you very much. He's on it. Okay. I would also like to thank the Los Gatos High School alumni. First of all, Patty Shea Peters. Patty, for all of her help with Guyla and bringing this together. And I just met Patty for the first time this evening, face to face. And I'm going to tell you something, even though she's from the class of 71, I still think she's awesome. Right? Big round of applause for Patty.
Hi, Patty.
She's good.
Yeah, okay, so I was a high school teacher. I was inspired by Mr. Barley and became a high school math teacher. I can talk to high school kids all day long. I hated back to school night. I don't like talking to adults, so anyway.
The good news is she has had a breakout and she's willing to talk to us tonight. Thank you, Patty.
Breakdown is breakthrough.
Breakdown.
Or breakthrough, breakout, whatever. All right. Well, oh, and I'd also like to introduce Manny Vieira, who's also part of the Los Gatos High School.
Manny.
Unfortunately, I don't need this. Los Gatos High School alumni has been around since 1968. She has done wonderful things over the years. We continue to do what they did back then. We give scholarships to kids that cannot afford to go to college. And I know that's tough to believe, but like most of us here, we weren't born millionaires. So we continue that. And we took over Los Gatos High School Association, I don't know, 7 years ago now. And we're continuing doing what they did, which is give scholarships. And the criteria is that a child or a graduate has to have a parent that graduated from Los Gatos. And so we try to continue what we all grew up with. I mean, this is what Patty and I do now for the last 7 years. We go to 7 to 10 reunions a year. And let me tell you, we have a ball. Dave D said to me, "Oh my God, I'm jealous." Well, you know what? It is really fun. From you guys, which we know, to classes of 1946 who just love us, which is crazy, and to these young kids that go, "You're more fun than our parents."
In home economics at Fisher Junior High School, I just thought, whatever, you know, Mr. Jock, Mr. Athlete. And I'll tell you, learning about foods, learning about sewing, remember that? Remember all these things that used to be the norm? As a result of those teachings, I am now a seamstress. Just kidding. But what I have done is I've parlayed it into nutrition as a nutritionist. And I love cooking and all the different flavors and colors. It's so fun. Thank you for all those seeds. We were supposed to be graced this evening by the presence of Patricia Hughes, who unfortunately was unable to attend. But when I was at Los Gatos High School, she was the counselor, and then after I left, she became the vice principal to Ted Simonson. And she was one of those real special people that had wisdom oozing out of her. And wherever she might be this evening, we wish her the best. A round of applause, please, for Patricia. And, of course, a quick round of applause for Patty Shea Peters and Manny for all the work they're doing. "50 years, here we are. In 50 years, there are some of us there are some that are not with us now. And what I like to do is ask for a moment of silence as I read those who are no longer with us. And then there are pictures back there in the corner of those students whose names I will read. Steve Baker, Chris Balzer, Ken Berg, Joanne Bethlemy, Deborah Blatnick, Steve Bollinger, Craig Bombardieri, Christine Bruner, Jim Bradbury, Hal Butterfield, Matthew Diaz, Cheryl Duca, Kurt Fenolio, Richard Field, Bill Forsyth, Marty Foster, Bruce Gillespie, David Gutierrez, Philip Hampshire, Craig Hoyer, Bob Johns, Kip Nelson, Ron Logan, Rachel Ludlow, David Marrera, Michael Keiss, Tom Nickel, Eric Nymon, Tim Pitzer, Kent Potter, Dana Reed, Chris Reggio, Dale Sequeira, Alice Short, Dan Short, David Simmons, Donan Sisler, Buzz Sliker, Kevin Smith, Scott Smith, Kenneth Speciale, Greg Spargo, David Steiner, Doug Steiner, Jeff Sutton, Michael Tees, Tom Turrentine, John Tuchel, Cliff Volstorf, Todd Warner, Ralph Wehinger, Holly Weldon, Pat Winkleman, Monette Woods, Karen McCowan. Life is not easy. 50 years from Los Gatos High School. Who would have known what was ahead of us? We're fortunate to be here this evening. We really are. When we forget the magic and the gifts that we have, life becomes very difficult. Okay, you ready for a transition?
Segue.
Here we go. Yes, indeed. I'd like to propose a toast to those students who are no longer with us. Ready for class, please. And in celebration of life. Here we are. Aloha. Tom. Yes, Tom.
To Daniel B. Hood, our English teacher who passed on March 21st of this year. He so much wanted to be here. But,
Who was that? I'm sorry.
Dan Hood.
Oh.
Daniel Hood, our English teacher.
Did everybody hear that? Daniel Hood recently passed, wanted to be here.
He so much wanted to be here. I was with Dan the last few days of his life and last 6 months. 52-year friendship. And he really loved this class and really was looking forward to being here. But he left us on March 21st. And Dan left us on March 21st of this year and really wanted to be a part of this. So, and also Mark Bradbury and Bill Bartley, two good friends of mine. Back in those days, when smoking pot with your students was not that cool, but it was pretty freaking cool for me. But all these guys have been my mentors and my people I looked up to in my life. Yeah, Bill Bartley, Mark Bradburn, and Dan Hood, and Bob Lozana, who was also passed on as our teacher. But just so you all know, Dan wanted to be here, and he'll always be in my memories, and I'm sure in yours too. Thanks, Tom.
And Terry Zappacosta too.
Yes, Carol, it's time. We would like to hear from Carol a little bit about how the golf went. Just briefly, Carol, come on. I've got pom-poms in my truck.
Anyway, it was fun. Thanks for everybody. Where's Nickerson? Right here. Where are you? Thank you. It's great. John did most of the work, but it was really fun to get together with a few of us yesterday, and we had a good time. So, thank you. Next year, second year, again.
Thank you, Carol and John. Alrighty then, before the real craziness begins, I would just like to take a serious moment to acknowledge those years at Los Gatos High School. The teachers that we had, the counselors, the coaches, all the maintenance personnel who kept Los Gatos High School running, up and running. That's no small, easy feat. Those years were a bit tumultuous, to say the least. There was a lot of upheaval going on. I'm not going to go into specifics as we struggled to find what life was about in high school. So just to honor the Los Gatos High School and all that it provided, all those that worked to make sure that we were, in a sense, taken care of. I'd like to ask for a round of applause, please. Thank you, teachers. Thank you, counselors. Thank you so much. All right. Here we go. Next reunion? Later tonight. The Hannigans. Just kidding. Okay. So, what I'd like to do, just a couple announcements, and then we're going to start serious entertainment. So, we ideally want to end entertainment around 9:30 and be out of here by 10. We're running a little bit late, but that's what we're faced with, okay? If some of you, other than the ones who helped set up earlier, would like to stay and help break down, that would be greatly appreciated, okay? No pressure, but the doors will be locked and you can't leave until you do. We're counting on you, all of you. The other thing is, tomorrow at 10 a.m., Los Gatos High School, so no sleep tonight, just drink Tom's wine, okay? 10 a.m. tomorrow, front lawn, Los Gatos High School, group picture.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, recording of the reunion will be available at some point, and the yearbook will be available at some point too of this gathering. I just don't know when. We will be contacted, you will be contacted, and then we'll go from there.
When I've sobered up.
When Victor has sobered up, which might be a couple of years.
Yeah, Thanksgiving.
We love you, Victor. Last but not least, a man, a giant amongst dwarfs. A man whose handsomeness defies description. Wit, humor, jokes, impressions, haircuts like you cannot believe. He is my beautician. No, not what you think. This is a man who flew up here on his own private jet to entertain us this evening. I'm so honored. I met this gentleman at Fisher. He was an entertainer then, and boy has he grown. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, direct from Hollywood, Ed Sullivan. No, I mean Dave Keith. Thank you, Dave. David's going to read my notes as opposed to his.
So a guy walks into a psychiatrist's office, completely naked and wrapped in cellophane, and the doctor says, "I can clearly see your nuts." First joke of the night. Many more to come. How about it for Mike Holland, ladies and gentlemen? just up here? I love you, Mike. I'll get him back. Anyway, no, I love Mike Holland and a wonderful job. It's great, and everybody has done such a terrific job here tonight, and I just thank you so much. My name, for the record, is Dave Gee, and I am an accomplished comedian, fresh off my triumphant performance at Applebee's open mic night in Merced. Perhaps you heard about it, and it's an honor to be here for the class of '72, and it's just, you know, what it's been for me is, you know, like tonight, I was actually mistaken for a Hollywood actor. No, seriously, one of the Baldwin brothers. No, I was walking back there by a bunch of ladies, and I heard one say, "Hey, look, there goes a Baldwin." But I started my comedy career almost immediately after I got my diploma. I made it immediately for, well, West Valley. But a couple of years, and then I ended up in Hollywood. But now, I'm doing stand-up, and people come up to me all the time, and they say the same thing. They say, "Phil." And of course, I have to correct them because my name's Dave. And they say, "I'm sorry, Dave, you're a comedian." Kinda. What was it like starting out? And I'm always honest with them. You know, they all laughed when I said I wanted to be a stand-up comic. Well, they're not laughing now. Anyway, I'd like to apologize if I sound weird, look weird, and I've said it. I have an intrusive apparel in my mouth that it has to get used to. The way I look at it, I'm good to go by the 60th. If I can say the 60th. Okay, anyway, but thank you so much for being here. And, you know, when I first started out, you know, doing the comedy and stuff, I did it actually as an impressionist. And impressions to this day come in very handy for me, and I'll give you an example. I am tired of telemarketers bothering me at all hours of the morning. And I think I found out a very effective way for dealing with them. Whenever I find myself on the phone with a telemarketer, I immediately become Liam Neeson from the movie Taken. "I don't know who you are. I don't care what you want. If you're looking for commitment, I can tell you I don't have money. What I do have are a very particular set of skills. Skills that make me a nightmare for people like you. If you lose my number now, that'll be the end of it. But if you don't, I will look for you. I will find you, and I will kill you." It worked! It worked! Now, do you like the movies? I do. I love the movies, and what I love is the classic portrayals in film, like Clint Eastwood is Dirty Harry. "I know what you think, you punk. You think you didn't fire 6 shots or only 5. Or Russell Crowe is Gladiator. "My name is Maximus Decimus Meridius, commander of the armies of the North." Or Clark Gable is Rhett Butler. "Well, frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn." And do you realize in 1939, "I don't give a damn" was considered racy dialogue? And I was thinking, what if some of the classic scenes of the 30s and 40s were written for our, you know, like audiences of today? Take that gem from Casablanca with Humphrey Bogart. "What's that you're playing, Sam?" "Well, stop it, I hate that fucking song." How about the Tin Man from The Wizard of Oz? Oh, Dorothy, that feels wonderful. Oil my arms, oil my elbows. Oh, pull my crank and grease my nuts. Or finally, Jimmy Stewart from It's a Wonderful Life. "Hey there now, Mr. Potter, you wart, frustrated, scum-lapping shitbag, you, huh? Kiss my ass, Thanks, you limp dick son of a bitch. Why? Anyway, you know, we were talking about this earlier tonight, about being from Los Gatos, which is a very huge source of pride for me. And I don't know if you noticed this, but you can always tell someone's not from Los Gatos when they pronounce it correctly. It happens to me all the time. I hear from Los Gatos. No, I'm from Los Gatos, and apparently you're not. I got a friend in the audience tonight. I haven't seen. I got it. I hadn't seen him while. He took me aside in the corner and he said, Steve. Dave, I'm thinking about trying Viagra. Can I get it over the counter? I said, if you can do that, you don't need Viagra. Randy? Anyway, so a very well-known and respected magician is doing a cruise off the coast of Mexico. And he announces to the audience that he's about to disappear. And he starts to count. And he says, uno, dos, and he vanished without a trace. Time, just a couple more things. I want to tell you just very briefly about my girlfriend and I were having trouble, and she got all over me recently before she left for work, and she unloaded on me, and I'll never forget what she said just before she slammed the door. She looked at me with knives in her eyes, and she said, Mitch? Whatever. You know what I hate about you? You never do jack around the house. Well, I thought about that for a while, and she came back that evening. I was there in the hallway. She walked in, and I said, Jesus Christ. Well, hi, honey. Welcome home. Is that fucking jack enough for you, huh?
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. I don't want to take more of your time. Other than for just a moment, I would like to pay tribute and a remembrance to the year 1972, 50 years ago, when we accepted those diplomas. 1972, when tennis balls were suddenly yellow, when string could be silly, when Deep Throat was not an informant, but a movie. 72, Maxie dresses Rocket Man in Pong. The movie Deliverance. The film that made Ned Beatty a verb. In television, we had Archie Bunker, Fred Sanford, Mary Richards, and the always affable Hawkeye Pierce for MASH. 72, we had ABBA, Watership Down. Well, it was also the year the band America rode through the desert on a nameless horse, while Carole King wove us a fine tapestry and Bill Withers asked us if we needed someone to lean on. The year 72, when Mr. Coffee, the Honda Civic, and Ms. Magazine all made their debuts, and if you think about it, we kind of did too, as we ventured out into the world. So what I'd like to do, ladies and gentlemen, is raise a glass and a toast to us, to those who are not here tonight, and most importantly, to the enduring spirit of the Wildcats of 72.
Another round of applause for Dave Gee, please. Thanks, Dave. Outstanding. All right, so the surprises will not end. So since we've been sitting and digesting, even Guyla doesn't know about this. We have, for your entertainment, which is going to help, we're going to move the tables and chairs out. We're actually going to have Richard Simmons and Jane Fonda come in and lead us through some movement. All right? Just kidding. Anyway.
The movement is good.
So what we're going... So now what we have is social hour. So let's go for it. And then ideally, again, we need to be out of here at 10 o'clock. And those of you that would like to volunteer to help break down, that was much appreciated. Also, check with Victor for the picture for this evening if you can't make tomorrow at 10 a.m. Just a second.
My mommy's calling.
One other thing that Guyla just reminded me about is that you want to email her so that she has your email address so she can send out updates.
Their mailing address.
Email your mailing address. Thank you, Guyla. So that she has that, so that when the yearbook, so to speak, is ready, she'll be able to send it out and contact you as well. All right? So without further ado, I want to thank all of you for coming out this evening and for a great time with much aloha. Take care. See you in 50 years. You can do it. Where's Richard at?
Christopher Walken, take 2. Go, Los Gatos. Fight, Los Gatos. We're the orange and black. Here to beat you and defeat you. There's no turning back. With the fire and desire, our spirits never lack. Always winning, never quitting, waiting to attack. One more time, Mr. Shatner. Take 17. Hail to dear Los Gatos High, alma mater fair, nestling neath a mountain sky, like a jewel so rare. Once again we pledge our love, love that cannot die, cherishing our memories of dear Los Gatos High.